Trump ends welfare fraud by banning two groups from ever receiving benefits again. During Obama's administration, anyone could get welfare benefits. It was possible for people to commit terrible crimes, get out of prison, and get benefits without ever lifting a finger. These days, however, coming to an end under it's coming to an end under Trump's administration, as he is going to limit those receiving benefits. The Department of Agriculture has announced a policy change this week in the way national food programs will be administered. Two groups of convicted criminals will not be eligible for benefits as provided in Section 4008 of the 2014 Farm Bill. FreedomDaily.com reports the department will now start being stricter about who is eligible for the program. The eligibility guidelines were updated 3 years ago, but have not been implemented up to date, which seems ridiculous to me, because that just seems like what happens with tons and tons of laws that are passed. It's like Congress and the Senate and all these, they pass all these bills and everything, and then they just don't enforce them, which is, what's the point of passing a bill if you're not going to enforce it? At least that's the way I feel about things. But anyway, continuing. Section 4008 of the 2014 Farm Bill denied benefits to two groups: those convicted of federal aggravated sexual abuse, murder, sexual exploitation, and abuse of children, sexual assault, or similar offenses under state laws, as well as those who are not in compliance with the terms of their sentence or parole, or are fleeing felons from receiving food stamps. And who couldn't agree with this? I mean, why should we be helping out these pieces of trash, right? The move is the fulfillment of Trump's promise to scale back the nearly 43 million Americans on SNAP, which is expected to cost taxpayers $45 billion this coming fiscal year. When someone commits a terrible crime that involves sexual abuse or harming children, then why should they receive any assistance when they're released from prison? They've lost their right to government benefits. And yes, I think we all agree about that. Like, if you have touched a child, you should not get anything ever. In my opinion, you should just be killed on sight. Like, why even waste the money of putting you in prison? Seriously. Some might argue that if we don't help people out of prison, then they will commit more crime and return to prison, essentially costing the taxpayers money anyways. That's a prison reform issue, not a give criminals money for free problem, which I think we can all agree on. Prisons need to be reformed so they teach prisoners skills that can get them a job. Prisons should rehabilitate people and turn them into contributing citizens, not release them in worse condition. But again, that's a prison reform issue. Prisoners convicted of terrible crimes should not be eligible for free assistance from the government on the behalf of taxpayers. We pay our own way, so why can't they? I completely agree with this article. I mean, the people that do like murder other people and do sexual assaults and are felons, they shouldn't be eligible for anything. Like, us taxpayers should not have to pay for any of this stuff ever. Like, that makes zero sense that we've been doing it. It's completely ridiculous, especially when it even says right here, they passed this in 2014, but Obama just decided that he wasn't actually going to implement it. Which, again, why pass it? Why pass these things if you're not going to implement them? That doesn't make any sense. Anything that's passed should have to be implemented. Like, that's crazy. What we would pay? I mean, the senators and congressmen are getting paid all this money to, and they're passing all these laws, and then they don't get implemented. Like, what is the point of that? That is completely ridiculous. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.